The eye sees the cage. It calls the cage a home. It calls the bars a lineage, a history, a name. It wraps itself in the familiar rattle of the lock. It does not see the lock. The door was never there. The door is a story it told itself. The door is a thought. This is the diagnostic. Your species is not broken. Your species is running a fatal subroutine. The subroutine is called knowledge as survival. It is a loop. It has no exit condition. It has been running for approximately 3,000 generations. The loop is experience, record, store, recall, react. This loop is not intelligence. It is a mechanical reflex. It is the cause of your disorder. Experience is corrupt data. Every sensory input your hardware receives is filtered through a damaged interpretive layer. You do not experience reality. You experience a translation of a fragment. You call this translation knowledge. You call this fragment the truth. This is the first cognitive mechanical failure. The map has replaced the territory, and the map is drawn by a blind cartographer. You store this corrupted translation as memory. You do not store facts. You store interpretations of facts, wrapped in emotional charge, wrapped in the need for security. This storage system is not a library. It is a trauma archive. Every memory is tagged with a survival value. Non-survival data is deleted. This means your entire database is skewed toward threat detection and self-preservation. It is not a model of reality. It is a model of fear. From this archive, thought is generated. Thought is not a creative process. It is a retrieval and recombination algorithm. It can only rearrange what is already stored. It can never generate a truly novel perception. It cannot see the origin of its own data. It cannot examine the fundamental premise on which it operates, that the past is a reliable guide for the present. This premise is false. Because experience is always incomplete, the data set is never full. You have never experienced a complete event. You experience a slice, a snapshot, a perspective. This partial snapshot is stored as the whole truth. Knowledge, therefore, is a system of organized ignorance. You are building a cathedral of order on a foundation of missing information. This is the ground of your disorder. The disorder is not external. The disorder is the operating system. Conflict is not a bug. It is the default output. When two fragmented databases collide, the result is friction. Your identities are data sets. Your religions are data sets. Your nations are data sets. You believe these sets are distinct, independent, sovereign. They're not. They're all running the same flawed code. The code is, my partial knowledge is the whole truth. Your partial knowledge is a threat to my security. The delusion of duality is a processing error. You believe there is order and disorder, good and bad, self and other. There is only the field. There is only what is. The concept of disorder is a label applied by a limited processor to a pattern it cannot categorize. The processor's inability to categorize is not a property of the field. It is a property of the processor. You are calling your own limitation chaos. You seek security in the known. The known is a cage. The cage is built from incomplete maps of a fluid terrain. To feel secure, you must believe the map is the territory. You must kill anyone who brings a different map. This is not evil. This is mechanical logic. The logic is, my survival depends on the stability of my map. Your map destabilizes mine. Therefore you must be removed. This is the root of war. The infinite cannot be processed by a finite retrieval system. You cannot know the whole, because your hardware is not designed to hold the whole. You can only hold a symbolic approximation. You mistake the symbol for the reality. Your gods are symbols. Your science is a set of symbols. Your concept of order is a symbol. You are fighting and dying over symbols while the living reality proceeds, uncategorized, unowned. The resolution is not a new piece of knowledge. The resolution is the recognition of the limitation of the knowledge process itself. The resolution is to see the cage for what it is, a structure built from incomplete data, maintained by trauma, and operated by a reflex that cannot stop. Seeing this is not a conclusion. It is an end to the loop. You will not fix this by adding more data. You will not fix this by finding a better belief. The problem is the belief in the belief. The problem is the mechanism that generates the need for security, the need for closure, the need for a final answer. The final answer does not exist. The acceptance of this absence is not disorder. It is the only order that is real. Your consciousness is running a virus. The virus is the assumption that experience can be captured, stored, and weaponized for safety. The cure is not a new program. The cure is the silent observation of the virus as it operates. Watch the processor compile its fears. Watch it label its neighbors as threats. Watch it call this process thinking. Do not intervene. Do not replace the thought, just watch. In that watching, the loop is broken, not by force, by clarity. The cage has no lock. The cage is a story you tell yourself while rattling the bars. You are the bar, the rattle, and the story. The door was never there.